today, our learning target, I can write a geometric sequence when given a pattern. And this is all about using a formula. This particular formula is the geometric sequence formula. The formula looks kind of intimidating because it has subscripts in it. And you have an A to the n subscript and an A to the 1 subscript. Subscripts are the little letters below, times R, which has an exponent, and the exponent is n minus 1. So it looks kind of intimidating. But if we break this down to each of these and what they represent, it becomes much easier. So A to the n is the number you get for a certain term in the pattern. A to the n, it's like the answer. It's like the answer. A subscript 1. A subscript 1 is the very first number in the pattern. The first number in the pattern. This 1 right here connects with that word first. It is the very first number in the pattern. R is the common ratio. And the common ratio is the number that you're dividing or multiplying by to create the pattern. The n is the term number. And this will make more sense when we do an example in just a moment. So we're given a pattern. The first number in the pattern is 100. The second number in the pattern is 50. The third number is 25. And so on. When there is a comma, dot, dot, dot here at the end, that means my pattern can go on indefinitely. They're asking me in this question to find the 23rd term. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to recognize what are they doing to the 100 to get 50. What are they doing to the 50 to get 25? Is that the same thing as they did to the 100 to get 50? What are they doing to the 25 to get 12 and a half? Is that the same? Do I have a pattern with either multiplication or division? And what are they doing to 100 to get 50? Well, we are multiplying by 1/2. So the first thing we want to write down here is that we are multiplying by 1/2. If you recognize this problem is division, and you are saying that they divide by 2, then then you have an extra step. The extra step is to change it to multiplication and use the reciprocal of the 2. So if your thinking is divide by 2, then you need to change to multiply and you use the reciprocal of 2. We really need our common ratio to be 1/2. It should be the number we are multiplying by. So my 1/2 is my R. That's my common ratio. That is the number I multiply 100 by to get 50. That is the number I multiply 50 to get 25. And so forth on continually. I know that I need to find a to the 23rd because 23rd is my term. So I need a to the 23rd. And I know that that has to equal the first a plus, excuse me, I did not mean to say plus, I meant to say times, my R, and the R is raised to the n minus 1. A to the 1. A to the 1 is the first term in this pattern. Looking at this pattern, which one comes first? 100 times 1/2 raised the 23rd term. The 23rd term, 23 is my n, to 23 minus 1. Order of operations is so very important in this problem. The order of operations tells me I must do grouping symbols first. So, using my knowledge of subtraction, 23 minus 1 is 22. I'm going to take this problem and write it down here. So I have a to the 23 equals 100 times 1/2 to the 22nd power. And at this point, I strongly urge you to use your ACT-approved calculator. And when you insert this into the calculator, put parentheses around your 1/2. If we use an ACT-approved calculator and input this like we see, including parentheses, we will get the correct answer. Hopefully, the answer that you got is the same as the answer I got, which is 0.000238442. That is the 23rd term when we start at 100 and we continually divide by 2. Multiply by 1/2. Let's look at another example. They're asking us to find the 41st term, and this time we're multiplying. Notice that we're going from positive to negative, negative to positive, positive to negative. So we are actually multiplying by a negative number. In order to go from positive to negative, negative to positive, we would have to be multiplying by a negative number. So that would be a -2. So R My common ratio is -2. I am multiplying every number by -2. N is my 41, 41st term. A to the 1, A sub 1 is 3. So I have A to the 41st term equals 3 times -2. Notice I used parentheses for -2, raised to the 41 minus 1 power. I know that 41 minus 1 is 40. So I put this in my calculator. And this time I'm expecting to get a positive large number is my guess. And I am guessing. Use your ACT approved calculator. And this number is so large that your calculator actually puts the answer in scientific notation. So in scientific notation, the answer is 3.2985, and I'm going to stop there, times 10 to the 12th power in scientific notation, because this number is gigantic. This time, instead of giving me the pattern, they've given me the things that I need to put in the equation. A to the 1 is 8. R is 1/2. And they're telling me that the term is the 5th term. That means N is 5. So A to the 5th equals 8 times 1/2 raised to the 5 minus 1. Equals 8 times 1/2 raised to the 4. Make sure that 1/2 goes in parentheses before it goes in your calculator. 8 times parentheses 1/2 raised to the 4th. And the answer is 1/2. One more. We are again starting with A to the 1 is 14. 14 times -1.5 raised to the 8 minus 1. The term is 8. So A at the 8th term. 8 minus 1 is, of course, 7. So 14 times -1.5 raised to the 7 in the ACT approved calculator. And this time I have -239.20312